Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Radio K Sports, Real Sports Radio, live from U.S. Bank Stadium. Excited to bring you another edition of Golden Gopher Baseball. I'm Trask Angel alongside Grant Sandberg. Minnesota taking on the Fighting Illini again today, the first game of a doubleheader. Grant, the Gophers lost yesterday in extra innings. What do they have to do here today to get the win?
I think more offense. They're struggling right now in the relief pitching and their bullpen. Only scored one run last night, so by the time it gets to the 10th inning, the bullpen just collapsed, and that led to that big loss for the Gophers. I think right now the Gophers need to attack early, especially considering the Illini starting pitcher, Riley Gowans, 8.1 ERA so far this year. They need to attack him and hopefully get some runs on the board early in this shortened 7-inning game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. The one win the Gophers do have on the season, they got on the board in that first inning, putting up 4 runs in that first inning against Rutgers, and then they were able to capitalize and continue that throughout the game. So it'll be interesting to see what we got here as the Gophers are out in the field, and Stanky will fire down to second. We're ready to play here at U.S. Bank Stadium. It's hot here today at U.S. Bank Stadium. The sun's streaming in. It's toasty.
It's hot here. It's a beautiful day outside. Over 60 degrees in Minneapolis. Trask and I were able to grab a bite to eat outside, live a little outside. That was nice. But now we're back inside, and we're ready for the first pitch. Trask, take it away.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sandberg. First up for the Fighting Illini is Taylor Jackson, the center fielder. And the first pitch is going to be a chopper to the left side, scooped up and fired across by the third baseman for Minnesota. And Jack Wassel will have the first put out for the Gophers and a quick out here in the top of the first.
Good start for the Gophers. First pitch swinging by the Illini and a quick out.
Next up for Illinois is number 21, Dolegale, for left fielder, excuse me. First pitch is outside, ball number 1. Dolegale comes into this game hitting .214. And will hit this one hard to center, being tracked by Bertrand, and Bertrand will run it down in the left field gap. So to be 2 quick outs here for J.P. Massey, who is 0-1 on the season, and the Gophers have 2 outs in the top of the first.
And for the Gophers there in center is actually Brett Bateman, the true freshman, getting the first start of the game, first start of the season and his career.
Gophers going with a little bit different of a lineup today. A couple guys who we haven't seen play at all this season, getting a few looks. First pitch across to the number 3 hitter, Brandon Comia, is over for a ball. Comia coming into the game with a 118 average as he'll watch strike number 1 over the inside corner, 1-1 count. This pitch from Massey on the outside corner, nice job there by Stanky to frame it and get strike number 2, so it'll be a 1-2 count with 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Yeah, that was a borderline call. Great job by Stanky, the veteran catcher, to frame that one in.
This one is going to be high for ball 2. Gophers playing straight up defensively. You have Grimm in left, J.P. Kelly in right, Bateman in center, Robbie at second, Elliott at short, Wassel and Sweeney on the corners. This one's going to be swung through but in the dirt. And Stanky will fire to Sweeney at first and get out number 3. So just like that, we have 1-2-3 inning, and the Gophers are out of the top of the first, tied 0-0 with Illinois. We'll be back right after this on Radio K Sports.
Excuse me, I'm going to drink some water for 1 second. In the meantime, you can think about what it means that it's Scorpio season. Okay, I'm back. Lights flashing, signs passing. I could drive anywhere, but there's nowhere that I really want to go. Let my phone die for the first time. I don't have anywhere to be. I guess I'll just go home. And when I just to listen. This song's always stuck in my head. Sing along again. Up the porch steps.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Radio K Sports live on YouTube. Excited to bring you another edition of Gopher Baseball. We are heading into the bottom of the first. I'm Trask Angel alongside Grant Sandberg. Grant, who do we got for the Golden Gophers?
Gophers are sending out Otto Grimm, the sophomore, getting the first start of the season. Does not have a hit on the season. The lefty likely trying to get that first hit of the night. Hopefully can, going up against Riley Gowans, who we mentioned in pregame, over an 8 ERA, so he's struggling this year.
Otto Grimm, lefty, as Grant mentioned, will watch pitch number 1 come across, and it's going to be a ball low. Grimm, that redshirt sophomore outfielder, hitting 413 games last season. Pitch number 2 is across the inside corner, 1-1 count to Grimm. Illinois sporting the all-gray uniforms today with the orange and blue lettering and the blue sleeves. And the hats look like they got on today orange bill, blue top.
Look at you. You got your colors down and everything. Yeah, beautiful uniforms
different
for the
hats
Illini.
than yesterday, though, correct?
I believe so.
Next pitch is across for strikes. Will be 1-2 to Grimm. Illinois playing straight up defensively. Big gap between second and short in the infield. This one across outside. This will be 2-2 to Otto Grimm, the leadoff man for Minnesota. Long look in for Gowans, and he finally delivers, and he'll deliver outside, so it's going to be a full count to Grimm to start off the bottom of the first for the Gophers. This field relatively shaded at U.S. Bank Stadium, even though it's pretty sunny outside. Little bit of sun in that right center gap. And this pitch is going to be outside, so it'll be ball number 4 and a walk to start off this game for the Golden Gophers. And it's the first time we've had the leadoff man on in 11 innings now.
Yeah, finally the Gophers get something started, and it's exactly what they wanted against this freshman Riley Gowans on the mound, who, a freshman, however, he started coming to Illinois in 2019, missed because of injury, then 2020 also out for injury, and then COVID canceled the rest of the year. Finally made his first start last weekend, and he struggled only 3 1/3, 3 earned, and he struggled here to start as well.
First pitch across for a ball low. Gophers with one man on, Otto Grimm at first base. He's being held on by the first baseman, Sarver. Third baseman, Raper, even with the bag, hugging that left field line. Big swing from Robbie and a miss. This will be a 1-1 count to start off the at-bat to the number 2 hitter of Minnesota.
Yeah, Robbie, the number 2 hitter, and he's hitting .500 on the year so far, 7 for 14, including 3 bombs.
Illinois playing a little bit deeper in left field. Center field and right field about where you'd expect them. And this one's going to come across for another ball, so it'll be 2-1 to the most dangerous hitter on this Minnesota lineup, as he has continued to produce a slower night yesterday, but still managed to get a hit and get himself on base, and a few nice plays out in the field as well. Riley Gowans will deliver, and this one's going to get punched through the gap on the left side. Be a sharp single for Zach Robbie, and the Gophers quickly have 2 aboard here in the first.
Great start right now, and Riley Gowans already a little rattled with Wassel, Kelly, and Stanky coming up. 3 upperclassmen, left-handed hitters. They're really going to try to attack right now.
Jack Wassel, number 30, up for the Golden Gophers. He plays third base and is hitting .350 on the season. So as he gets ready to stand in, Illinois already trying to dig themselves out of a hole early in this game. a problem they didn't have yesterday. Not a lot of base runners for Minnesota, and even fewer guys who reached scoring position. Wassel turned to bunt. This one gets away from the catcher, and Otto Grimm is going to steal third.
Great awareness by Otto there. He saw he took that extra step or two after the pitch comes in. Right away attacked Hampy's air there. And Wassel, I thought, almost got hit by the pitch. That was so inside.
Yeah, he gets out of the way at the last second. It is called a ball. He's able to pull that bat back in time. We'll see what the Gophers decide to do here. As the corner's still playing up. Wassel swinging, and he'll foul this one back into the net, so it'll be 1-1 count. Pretty big gap in left center. As the corners are up and the middle infield pinched in double play depth. 2 runners on, no outs here in the bottom of the first. Jack Wassel up to the plate for the Golden Gophers. Here's the pitch. Wassel will hold, and it's a good eye as it's called low and ball number 2.
Yeah, it looked like a good pitch from here, but like you said, Trask, likely a little low. And now Wassel in a hitter's count right now with already a runner in scoring position. Great opportunity for the Gophers, who only scored 1 run yesterday.
Gowans, long look in, sets and will deliver. This one's outside, so it'll now be 3-1. And Gowans has struggled early in this game, getting behind all 3 batters that he's faced from Minnesota. As Grant mentioned, that 8.1 ERA for Gowans. Gophers looking to take advantage early. And Jack Wassel will watch ball number 4 over the inside, and he will head to first, and the Gophers quickly load the bases here in the first with still no outs.
And that's going to lead to a mound visit here from the pitching coach, and rightfully so. This is why you have Kelly batting in the 4th position. He's your senior. Struggling so far this year, but overall, he's the guy you want up at the plate in this situation. Even just to get a good at bat, take a couple pitches to start. I think you've seen that Gowans has struggled to find the command right now. And so I think take a pitch or 2 and then just attack. You don't need a home run here. Just station to station, another single into the outfield, scores 1, potentially 2.
Yeah, it'd be great to see the Gophers string together a few singles, maybe a double, and really push across a bunch of runs. Keep this streak going here. As there's a quick mound visit, just enough to calm down Riley Gowans, pitcher for Illinois. He's at 16 pitches, no outs here in the bottom of the first. As number 28, Jack Kelly, is going to step up to the plate. Kelly, 133 average on the season, has scored just 1 run. He's swinging on the first pitch, and that one's going to be fouled back up over the netting and into the stands. So it'll be a quick 0-1 count to Kelly.
Big confidence builder for Gowans there, getting that first strike. That's key if they're going to want to be able to sit down these Gophers.
On base for Minnesota, Grimm at third, Robbie at second, and Wassel at first. Infield playing back for Illinois. This pitch is going to be off the plate and outside for ball number 1. It'll be 1-1 count to the cleanup hitter for Minnesota.
Good eye by Kelly there. That was just outside.
Being shaded just slightly to the right field side. Generous gap in left center. He'll swing again. That time looked like he was a little off balance, and he'll put it back into the seats. So it's going to be a 1-2 count to Jack Kelly, and the first time Riley Gowans has been ahead of a hitter tonight. Gowans steps on the rubber, will look in, and he'll step off again and reset. Minnesota relatively small leads at all 3 bags. Gowans still looking in. He'll now set, and he'll go straight home. This one is slapped down the left field line. It's going to go foul, and it's going to go into the seats. So Kelly will stay alive, still 1-2 count.
And I think that shows the heat coming off of Gowans' fastball, because Kelly didn't make great contact with that, and that one went sailing probably 300-plus feet.
we've commented the only downside, I think, to playing here at US Bank Stadium is they do not have the pitch speed listed anywhere for us. Here's the pitch from Gowans. This one hit hard to right field. And a diving catch in right. And Minnesota's going to take off from third. So Otto Grimm will score from third. But a beautiful play by Mcdonald in right will get the first out of the inning. But the Gophers will strike first here in Minneapolis.
Yeah, what a play by Mcdonald. Risky play as well, as if that got past him, that was 2, potentially 3 runs. But the Illini aren't out of it. Stanky coming up now, the junior, batting .200 on the year, but really trying to take advantage of Gowans right now.
Chase Stanky hitting .200 on the season, 3 RBIs and a run scored. He still has 2 runners on, and he'll look to do some more damage. He'll jump on this first pitch, hit hard to left field. Drifting back is the left fielder, and he drops it at the warning track. Dolegale can hold on, and it will be 1 run for Minnesota, and still 2 on as they'll get credit for, it looks like right now they've given him a hit, but the Gophers lead 2-0.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be an error when the scorekeeper puts that in. Dolegale should have grabbed that one. He made a lot of great plays yesterday, but just struggled there. And now Gophers already with 2 runs on the board, potentially more.
Up now for the Golden Gophers is number 23, Cody Kelly. First pitch to Kelly is across for a strike. Kelly hitting .308 on the season, 2 runs scored through the first 5 games. On first is Stanky, second is Wassel. The pitch home swung through by Kelly, so it'll be an 0-2 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the first.
Kelly just a freshman, but hitting over .300 on the year.
Illinois based defensively, hugging the lines on either side. Double play depth in the corners. This one across for a ball, so it'll be a 1-2 count to the freshman. Minnesota still with only 1 out and 2 runners on. See if they can't push 1 more run across and give themselves a little bit of a cushion going into the top of the second, as this one's going to be thrown across for a ball, so the count will be even at 2-2. Long look at second, and Gowans will deliver. Kelly swings through, and it'll be a strikeout and out number 2 for Minnesota here in the first.
Nice off speed there by Gowans. Kelly was way ahead of that one and just swung right through it. And now Sweeney, another senior, but struggling this year, only hitting .154. Big opportunity for him to potentially get another RBI on the season for him, already 6 on the year.
Yeah, and he had that 1 3-run home run to deep center field here at US Bank Stadium last weekend. Similar situation as there were 2 outs, and the Gophers were looking to continue to capitalize as they were already up on Rutgers in that 3rd game on Sunday. Sweeney started the weekend with an average of .200. Struggled yesterday a little bit, and as Grant said, down to .154. This one swung through for strike number 1, so it'll be a 1-1 count to the Gopher first baseman. Illinois playing relatively deep on the right side in the infield. Third baseman Raper will now back off. Another long look to second by Gowans. He'll deliver home, and it's wide of the plate, so it'll be 2-1 to Sweeney. Sweeney spins the bat twice, 3 times. Still waiting for Gowans. Gowans taking his time this inning. He'll check second twice. Now stare down Wassel at second and deliver home. This one's going to be low, and it'll be 3-1 count to Ronald Sweeney of Minnesota.
Yeah, I think we got lucky yesterday with both starting pitchers moving very quickly. Gowans definitely taking his time, moving slowly here.
This time he'll deliver quickly to home, and it's going to be popped up into the seats down the left field line. And that guy, little guy's got a souvenir, chasing it down. He even has brought his glove to the ballpark.
You got to bring your glove. Always bring the glove to the ballpark. I love it.
Full count to Sweeney with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. 2 aboard for Minnesota. Here's the pitch home, and Sweeney swings through, so Gowans will finish the first with the back-to-back strikeouts, but the Gophers will get 2, and they'll finish the first leading Illinois 2-0. We'll be back right after this on Radio K Sports.
Just walk away. But does affection always fade? My eyes are dry when I hear your name. It's getting easier to sleep alone. I have my friends, I have my room, I have my phone. And when your memory creeps back in, I put on my shoes, I go out again. And if you're sad, you're listening to the wrong song. And if you hear
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Radio K Sports live on YouTube. I want to thank you for joining us here for the top of the second inning. It'll be Minnesota pitching to Illinois as they are going to be leading 2-0 here as the first pitch is across for a ball. So it'll be 1-0 from J.P. Massey. Second pitch is inside, ball number 2. Up to bat for Illinois is Kellen Sarver. Sarver, 231 average on the season. He's got 4 RBIs. This one on the outside corner, called a strike. Nice frame there by Stanky.
Probably second time tonight already that Stanky has gotten an extra strike called because of that great frame job.
This one's going to be up in the, or hit to first, excuse me. And it will be tossed over to J.P. Massey covering the bag. And it'll be out number 1 here in the second inning.
Great start for Massey. Like we talked about, he struggled as well in his first outing, but good first 4 batters or so. Gets a strikeout on one and really no hard hit balls on the others.
Cam Mcdonald now up for Illinois. McDonald, that right fielder. He'll watch ball number 1 come across from Massey. So it'll be a 1-0 count with 1 out here in the top of the second. This one's going to be hit hard to the right center gap. It'll be at least 1 as Gophers will get it in quickly, but it'll be a stand-up double for Illinois. And a little jump start to this offense that struggled so far.
Yeah, and surprising that it was Mcdonald that did it. He's hitting under 230 on the year before that at bat. Great defensive player, but first time we've seen him this series make solid contact with the ball.
Next up for Illinois is number 17, Justin Janis, the freshman first baseman. He'll be DHing today, though, as he's hitting .444 on the season and looking to extend his hitting streak as he'll punch this one the opposite way. And they're going to send the man around third. Pretty good throw, but it's going to be off the plate. And Illinois will score. So Gophers get up early 2-0, and Illinois responds right back with a run here early in the second.
Unfortunate there. I think I might have jinxed JP as we're saying, oh, doing a great job, and then quickly 2 really hard hit balls leads to a run for the Illini.
And I think the key there is 2 hard hit balls. They're not bloop singles or anything. You know, hard double to the gap and then a hard single into left. See if JP Massey can correct here, as now this one is going to bounce into Stanky and get away from him a little bit, and it will allow Janis to advance to second, so another man in scoring position for the Fighting Illini with only 1 out here in the top of the second. Minnesota playing back a little bit defensively in the infield. Outfield's actually a little bit shallower than they usually are. This one on the outside corner will be swung through. Nice pitch from Massey. 1-1 count to number 34, Ryan Hampy. Hampy 348 on the season. The catcher for this Illini team. As he'll swing through this one. Not sure if he got a piece of that.
I think catcher's interference, it looks like there. Stanky's also in a little bit of pain there. I thought it was a foul ball at first, but Hampy smacks the glove of the other catcher, Stanky there, and that's going to put him on first base. Unfortunate break for the Gophers there.
Yeah, I don't know if, and so Coach Anderson comes out, and the umpires are now going to meet. But the pitch looked like it was elevated a little bit, and Stanky definitely got out of the crouch a bit to go get that ball.
I think that was definitely catcher's interference. I'd be shocked if the umpires overturned this one.
So there'll be 1 out here in the second. As it stands now, catcher interference is called. Janis already on second. It will put Hampy on first. Illinois trailing the Golden Gophers 1-2. The first game of this doubleheader today. Umpires break the huddle, and the ruling will stand. So 2 on for the Fighting Illini, and only 1 out here in the top of the second.
Getting near the bottom of the order right now, though, for the Illini. Hopefully force a ground ball here, turn 2, and get out of this inning.
Jackson Raper, number 14, up. He's going to hit a ball to the right side. Robbie will scoop it up and toss to first. So it'll be 2 outs for the Golden Gophers and still 2 on for Illinois.
I thought they could have gotten Hampy there as he was pretty slow moving over to second base.
Yeah, that one hit softly to Robbie at second base. Robbie looked like he maybe checked and decided it wasn't worth the risk and went with the safe out at first. It would have been tight, but I agree, Grant. Probably would have been able to get 2 there potentially.
Potentially. I don't know about getting 2 per se, but I think it was more from my mindset of you can get that second out at second, so now a single would only cause 1 run, tie game, whereas now a single to the outfield with runners on second and third, you're going to be trailing just like that.
Up next for the Illini is number 2, Brody Harding. Harding will swing through the first pitch, and it'll be strike number 1. Illini with runners on second and third with 2 outs here in the top of the second. J.P. Massing looking to get out of a bit of a jam. He'll wind up and deliver. This one's going to be low, 1-1. Brody Harding, a freshman infielder. One and one count, and the pitch is outside, so it's going to be 2-1 to Harding with 2 runners on for Illinois here. Gophers looking to hold on to this 1-run lead going into the bottom of the second.
You do have a base to work with here, so I wouldn't be surprised if they throw another ball and then might just give them the free pass.
Harding only hitting 143 on the season. This one inside. So now, situation you just mentioned, Grant, 3-1. Do the Gophers decide to just walk him here, or as the number 9 hitter, you try to go after him a bit and get the third out?
Potentially, I think throw this one, aim where it's either right on the black or outside.
Setting up inside is Stanky. This one's going to be hit to Robbie at second base. He'll field it cleanly and fire to first. So the Gophers able to strand 2 as they'll exit the top of the second, leading 2-1 over Illinois. We'll be back right after this on Radio K Sports.
You always say the stupidest things. It's like you don't know how to read. You're always say the stupidest things. It's like you don't know how to read. You're always jumping in with anecdotes that don't make any sense, and I am always wondering why. So baby, let me write your lines. Oh baby, let me write your lines. I stick my tongue in your mouth to keep your words from coming out. So baby, let me write your lines. At first I thought that you were shy. I dreamed of all the ways your words would blow my mind. But I am finding out the reason nothing's in your mouth is your long hair hides a waste of time. So baby, let me write your lines. Oh baby, let me
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Radio K Sports, live from US Bank Stadium. I'm Trask Angel, alongside Grant Sandberg, as the Gophers step up to the plate in the bottom of the second, leading 2-1 over the Illini. Batting now for the Gophers is the shortstop, Elliott. First pitch is across for a ball. He'll swing hard at the second pitch and line it to the second baseman, Harding, and it'll be 1 out here in the second.
Now coming up is that true freshman, number 7, Bateman. First time we'll see an appearance from him this year.
And we mentioned a few guys who we haven't seen very much or at all, like Bateman this season. So with the doubleheader today, this game shortened to 7 innings. Coach Anderson maybe looking to get a few guys in, get them a few looks as they head into the rest of the season. Bateman offering a bunt, decides to pull it back, and it'll be ball number 1 from Gowans.
Gowan still taking his time out there on the mound.
This one's going to be across for strikes. It'll be 1-1 to number 7, Brett Bateman of Minnesota. Bateman playing center field today. He's already seen a little bit of action out there in center. And he'll watch strike number 2 over the outside corner. And Riley Gowans looks like he's really started to settle in here.
Yeah, I think so. He struggled a bit in the first, but a lot of starting pitchers do that. They try to find their rhythm, can't find it in the first, and then really recoup and actually face batters better the second time around.
This one off speed will miss the outside corner, so the count will be even at 2-2. And not only he struggled in the first, but he ended the first with back-to-back strikeouts. And now pitching pretty well to Bateman here. Granted, he's at the bottom half of the lineup, so we'll see how he does that second time around, like you mentioned. And Bateman's going to watch that one on the outside corner for strike number 3, and it'll be the third strikeout in a row for number 42, Riley Gowans of Illinois.
Yeah, unfortunate at bat for Bateman there. He just looked a little frazzled after that first strike down the middle. Couldn't recover from that, was off balance the whole time. Leads to that strikeout, and like you said now, 3 strikeouts on the night for Gowans already.
First at bat for Otto Grimm was a walk. He got that run party started in the first. He'll start this at bat off with a strike, 0-1. Otto Grimm still no average on the season. Looking for his first hit today. This one's going to be low down the middle, so it'll be 1-1 to Otto Grimm. Illinois pushing their middle infielders back deep. Big swing from Grimm and a miss. So it'll be 1-2, and once again, Riley Gowans finds himself ahead in the count.
Ever since that mound visit midway through the first, he's had the first pitch strike almost every time.
Off speed will miss the outside corner. So back to 2-2. Minnesota looking for more base runners. Getting on early and often in the first led to 2 runs. See what they can do here as this one is wide and outside. So it'll be a full count to Otto Grimm.
I'd throw a fastball right here. I think Grimm won't be prepared for it. Gowans has the heat. Let's see what he does.
And he'll miss outside, so it'll be his second walk of the day. And Minnesota will have a man on here in the bottom of the second.
Robbie singled in that first at bat, which actually rose his average even more. He's now well over 500 to 533, 563 on base percentage, so he's done really well, and he's still hitting 500 with 2 outs.
Gowans delivers. This one's going to be a one-hopper to short, backhanded, throw to first, not in time. And Robbie will have an infield single and another hit in the game. Grant, I don't know. I think that was misplayed by Comia, the shortstop of Illinois.
Yeah, I think he might have been able to grab that if he ran right towards it, but because he couldn't take that correct first step, led to a bit of misdirection, really. Gets that weird short hop, and not a great throw either. Robbie easily in. I do think that should be labeled as a single, another hit for Robbie.
Each team with 1 error on the day. And the first pitch is going to be outside to Jack Wassel. Wassel with a walk on the day. 350 average on the season. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. He'll look to make something happen for Minnesota. The pitch from Gowans is outside. And Grant, he had the line out and then the strikeout to start the inning. And then he's looked a little rattled, the walk, and then he gave up the infield single. And now, 2 balls outside to Jack Wassel.
Yeah, he's really struggling right now out of the stretch.
This one inside, Wassel will swing through and foul it off into the netting. So it'll be 2-1 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
Wassel also hitting .444 with 2 outs, so this is another man you want at the plate right now in this situation.
Wassel with that open stance will step in and swing, fouling it into the netting again. So the count will be even at 2 apiece with 2 outs in the second.
Couple fastballs in a row that Wassel has been right on, just missed them barely, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see an off-speed pitch from Gowans here.
Gowans with another long look in. He'll come set, check second. Shortstop Comia's there, but he'll deliver home. This one lined down the left field line, but foul into the seats.
Into the seats and into the netting to protect those beautiful little luxury suites there right near the 50-yard line.
And Grant, I can't remember if they had netting up. I would imagine they did, but I can't remember if they had netting up last season over those suites.
I do not recall.
The pitch to Wassel is going to be hit and elevated into left field. Camping out underneath it is Doolagale, and he'll rein it in for out number 3. So after 2, the scoreboard reads 2-1 in favor of Minnesota. We'll be back right after this on Radio K Sport. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Radio K Sports, Real Sports Radio on YouTube. I'm Trask Angel alongside Grant Sandberg. We are ready to bring you inning number 3 at U.S. Bank Stadium. The Gophers lead the Illini 2-1. First pitch to Taylor Jackson is high for a ball. Grant, J.P. Massey, as this one's across a check swing, he did not go, so it'll be 2-0. J.P. Massey now at 28 pitches through 2 innings. He had a little bit of a rough spot in that last inning, but overall has looked pretty calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, this is going to be a big inning for him, though, going through the lineup second time here, seeing if he can build off what he did the first time, or will he regress.
And it'll be a 3-0 count. Massey will fire across a strike, so it'll be 3-1. He'll have to dig himself back in. To this at bat is Taylor Jackson, 0 for 1 on the day, but 375 overall in the season. And this one will be across for ball number 4. So Massey will give up a leadoff walk. And Illinois will send up their number 2 man, Danny Doolagale.
Interesting, Illinois already with one left-handed pitcher in the bullpen looking like he's getting ready to throw. And then a righty starting to stretch and get ready.
I would be surprised to see someone come in already in the bottom of the 3rd. It's been a little rocky, but overall, Illinois pitching has been just fine from Riley Gowan. So
yeah, I'd agree with that. I think Gowans deserves at least another inning or 2 of work.
First pitch across to Doolagale is a ball, so it'll be 1-0 with a runner on first. Massey delivers way inside, just barely missing Doolagale as he'll spin in away from the ball. So it'll be 2-0. See if J.P. Massey can get back control of the strike zone and maybe get a ball in the ground here as those middle infielders pinch slightly in double play depth. Wassel at third, even with the bag. Pitch from Massey is going to be a high chopper, and it gets a weird bounce, and Sweeney got really lucky there as he ends up picking that up in foul territory. Whew.
Wow, what
That
a
was-
break for them there. That's really the first time I think I have seen the effects of U.S. Bank Stadium not being a baseball stadium really change this game. Took a terrible bounce, not Sweeney's fault at all, but then great baseball IQ to run and grab it the second it did go out of play.
And thankfully it had enough juice on that ball still to get it out of play as he picked it up just to the right side of that foul line. So the runner will stay at first, and it'll be a 2-1 count to Dolegale. And this one over the inside corner, and J.P. Massey has brought this count back even at 2 apiece.
Look for a potential steal here as Jackson and really everyone at the top of this Illini offense and batting order is very excited when it comes to the base paths.
This one inside, Dolegale thought about it but doesn't go, so it'll be 3-2 count with no outs here in the top of the third. Runner on first is Jackson, the center fielder. This one inside, runner goes. They're going to throw. A great throw, great catch, great tag. They got him.
Beautifully executed there. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Could not have been a better throw by Stanky. That was grabbed right there perfectly. Did not have to move the glove at all. Was Elliott. Tagged him right there. And Jackson, already 2 stolen bases on the year, but not this time. Caught stealing for the first time. Beautifully done by the Gophers and extremely well executed.
Not only does Stanky have to get that throw down there, but he's also got to contend with the batter swinging through strike 3. He's already off balance, and he's able to fire it down, and a great tag down at second. So the Gophers get rid of the leadoff walk and have 2 outs here, but Massey will start this at bat off with a ball, and it's going to be Brandon Comia, the shortstop, up for Illinois.
Comia struggling offensively this year. Another great defender, though.
This one's going to be off the outside corner, so it's going to be a 3-0 count to Comia. Last thing Massey wants to do is give up a walk after that great 2-out play from the Gopher defense.
Yeah, I think Comia is likely taking here. Throw a fastball right down the middle.
And he's going to miss on the outside corner. So a 4-pitch walk to Comia. And Massey, could be in trouble here. He's already at 37 pitches. If he can get a quick out here, he's doing okay. But if he continues to walk batters, he's going to find himself having to exit this game a lot earlier than he wants to.
Totally agree with that. He needs to settle in here. And like you said, gets the double play and then a 4-pitch walk. He needs some more consistency in his game right now.
First pitch to Sarvers over the inside corner for strike 1. Robbie playing a very deep second base. Elliott at short on the edge of the outfield grass. Sweeney holding the runner on at first. Sarver 0 for 1 on the day. And this one bounced funny. I thought it hit Sarver. It obviously didn't. But it looked like it came in kind of funny there.
Yeah, from our vantage point, I was very confused as well. I think that just bounced well in front of the plate. Good job by Stanky to keep it in front, but even better job by Comia stealing that base there.
Another stolen base for the Fighting Illini, coming into the weekend tied for first in the Big Ten with stolen bases. Be a 1-1 count. This one on the inside corner, it's going to be called a ball. So it'll be 2-1 to the number 4 hitter, Sarver of Illinois.
Good effort by Stanky with the frame job there. That slider was just too far inside for Stanky to bring it back. Good call by the umpire.
Minnesota outfield shading towards right field slightly. This one's going to get across the plate. It'll be 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the third. The sun's starting to set in Minneapolis. So the Gophers are almost a third of the way through the first game of this doubleheader. This one across for a ball, so it's going to be a full count. 2 outs and a runner on second. J.P. Massey looking to get out of the inning after 2 walks. Robbie slid over towards that right field line a little bit more. This one inside, and another walk for J.P. Massey. And so 2 runners on now for Illinois.
Not the worst thing there, as you had the open base. Unfortunate lefty matchup as Sarver was seeing that ball well. Now you get the righty, Mcdonald. However, Mcdonald probably has the hardest hit ball yet today. He had a double one bouncer to the wall, went about probably 350 or so, and then was riled in the gap. Right now, they go to a mound visit here. Trask, what do you think they're telling him?
I think just focus on getting the ball across the plate. Like, don't get worried about trying to aim it, trying to paint the corners. 2 runners on, let your defense do the work for you. Let that ball get into play. If you load up the bases on walks, you really back yourself into a corner. Even now with 2 runners on, you have 2 outs, just get 1, right? Just get the ball across the plate. Let your defense do the work for you. You don't have anyone in the bullpen. You're not planning on bringing anyone in. This is J.P. Massey's, inning to get out of. And he obviously can do it, as we've seen a couple good innings from him. Can he bounce back from a rocky second inning and a rocky, spot in this 3rd inning and get himself focused in for the rest of this game? Number 4, Cam McDonald up for Illinois. 1 for 1 on the day, 261 average on the season. First pitch from Massey is outside and low. And again, it looks like he's pushing that ball in, trying to aim it too much.
Yeah, totally agree. I think he was really forcing that ball there. Like you said, just be more loose and let this one get across the plate.
Minnesota defensively straight up in the infield and outfield, holding neither runner on. Again, Massey missing off the edge of the plate. And even though it's risky, I'd consider maybe trying to go inside here and letting him miss towards the middle of that plate potentially, just to get a ball across, force a swing from Illinois. There's a swing, and it'll be fouled back into the backstop. So Massey with a 2-1 count will have to continue to fight, as it looks like we maybe have some activity stirring in the Gopher bullpen.
Yeah, the initial stretches starting to go now, and I think that's a smart call. Even if Massey gets out of this inning here, you want someone ready to go in case next inning starts the same way.
Massey in the stretch. He'll check second. Big leg kick and throw home. This one slapped to right field. They're going to send the runner from third. It'll be cut off by Sweeney. No throw. And a 2-out single will result in the tying run for Illinois. Runners on the corner with still 2 outs here in the 3rd.
Can't be mad at Massey there. Did what we talked about. Get the ball in the zone. Threw a nice pitch. McDonald just did better. Nice. Took it the other way. Second time going the other way, and second time getting a hit.
So all tied up here in Minneapolis. Massey still with 2 runners on in the top of the 3rd. 2 outs, though, as he'll look to pitch around his 3rd walk of the inning. Sharp single scoring a run for Illinois, and Justin Janis will look to follow, as the first pitch to him is a strike. He's already 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI. Janis on the season, hitting .500 in that DH spot today. He'll watch this one low, so it'll be a 1-1 count to number 17, Janis of Illinois. Sweeney holding the runner on at first. Massey will deliver outside corner, and it'll be strike number 2. So Massey finds himself ahead in the count, 1-2 with 2 outs here in the 3rd.
Do you risk throwing another off-speed pitch here? If it gets past Stanky, the Illini will take the lead.
Stanky looks like he's setting up low, but Massey will step off and check first. No throw. It's an interesting point, Grant. You're trying to keep it in the infield here, or at least if they're going to elevate to the outfield. Does this one hit hard to the shortstop? And a nice grab there by Elliott going towards the outfield, jumps up and grabs the line drive. So the Gophers get out of the inning, Tied 2-2, though, as we'll head to the bottom of the third. We'll be back right after this on Radio K Sports.
Since the stars saw these eyes,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Radio K Sports. I'm Trask Angel alongside Grant Sandberg. We want to thank you for joining us here today and remind you to like and subscribe. You'll get notified every time we go live for Gopher baseball, Gopher softball shortly, and any other Gopher sports throughout the year. Also give you an opportunity to check out that Radio K YouTube page. A lot of great music produced by the Minnesota Student Radio Station. If you don't want to check them out on YouTube, you can always listen live at 770 AM or 100.7 FM. Gophers hitting here in the bottom of the third. It's Jack Kelly up for the Golden Gophers. Kelly, 133 average on the season, playing right field. He's got a 1-1 count up against Riley Gowans of Illinois. This one's going to be elevated foul behind the Gopher dugout. So it's going to be a 1-2 count to Kelly. Kelly's got 15 at-bats on the season, just 2 hits. Scored a run, got an RBI, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. His first at-bat of the game today was a fly out to right field. And this at-bat will finish with a swinging strikeout. And unfortunately for the Gophers, they start off another inning in this series with 1 out as the leadoff man is retired. Next up for the Golden Gophers is number 6, Chase Stanky. Stanky 0 for 1 on the day. He hit that long fly ball to left field that was dropped. Ended up resulting in a few Gopher runs. Tied 2-2 here in the bottom of the third. First pitch is across for a ball. So it'll be a 1-0 count to Chase Stanky. Wind-up and delivery fouled off a dribbler to the Illinois dugout. So the count will be even at 1-1.
Stanky, despite hitting under 200, does have a .350 on-base percentage.
Illinois defensively playing deep in the infield, straight up outfield. Stanky swinging through the third pitch of the at-bat for strike number 2, so it'll be a 1-2 count to the number 5 hitter for Minnesota.
Both bullpens have calmed down here. No action in either.
Off-speed pitch will miss outside, so the count will be even at 2 apiece. Want to remind everybody listening, Gophers and Illini playing a doubleheader tonight. This first game is shortened to 7 innings. as this was going to be a dribbler to the pitcher, but it went off the plate or a foot as it's called foul by the home plate umpire. So it'll be 2-2 still to Stanky. But this is the first game of the doubleheader. This game shortened to 7 innings. And then the second game will start, I think they're predicting around 8 p.m.
Correct.
And Grant Sandberg will be sticking around. And then Jason Ruttman will be joining the broadcast as I will be leaving after this first game.
Darn.
I know most people are going to miss me. This one's going to be fouled off into the netting. So Stanky will stay alive. Still a 2-2 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the third.
I think you throw a changeup in the dirt here. Stanky has been kind of on top of that fastball, and he's probably potentially expecting another. Drop that changeup in the dirt, and Stanky might swing right over it.
This ball is high and outside, so Stanky will force the count to 3-2. No base runners for Minnesota. Something they've struggled with so far in this early season. Getting guys on base and giving themselves opportunities to score runs. We saw a perfect example of that in the first. This one's going to be high and outside again, and Gowans will issue a walk to Chase Stanky, and the Gophers will have a base runner.
Stanky now reaching base both times tonight, but in a weird way. First, the dropped fly ball and left, and now a walk to get him on here. And with Kelly coming up, who's hitting .400 with runners on base, good opportunity for the Gophers to maybe regain the lead.
Cody Kelly can play a lot of different positions tonight. He's in that DH spot. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. And he'll start this at-bat off with a ball, so he'll be ahead in the count 1-0. Long look in for Gowans. He'll check first and then deliver home. Outside corner. Kelly will watch it for strike 1, so the count will be even at 1 apiece.
Great two-seam fastball there. Started middle in and ended up right on the black there on the outside corner.
Riley Gowans again. Long look in. He'll come set, pause. Off speed. Got Cody Kelly to swing, and it'll be a 1-2 count to the DH for Minnesota.
Great 2 pitches in a row there. That two-seamer just on the outside edge, and then you come back with the changeup over the middle, and Kelly was way ahead of that one.
See what Gowans comes with here, and he'll fire it across, and Kelly will swing through. So it'll be another strikeout for Gowans and another out for the Gophers. 2 down here in the bottom of the third, as they'll send Ronald Sweeney to the plate.
Sweeney coming up now, that senior who's struggling, hitting only 143 on the year. Would you consider sending Stanky or even doing some sort of hit and run?
Hit and run is interesting. Stanky's had a pretty small lead, even now, pretty conservative lead over at first. We'll see. Sweeney's not the fastest guy on the team as he swings through the first pitch. You do have a nice gap between the right field line and the second baseman, Harding of Illinois, as Sarver's holding on Stanky at first. So you had the opportunity, the space is there. This pitch over the inside corner, but low, so to be a 1-1 count. Although Grant Sweeney's first swing didn't really look like it was a compact hit-and-run swing. He looked like he was maybe going for a home run.
Yeah. Quite aggressive first swing for sure.
This one's hit hard to right and tailed a little bit, but still caught by Mcdonald. McDonald didn't even move his feet, but then had to dive out at the last second. He makes the catch, though, and the Gophers leave the bottom of the third scoring 0. So after 3, we're tied 2-2 here in Minneapolis. We'll be back right after this on Radio K Sports.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Get on up, it's bobsled time. Sit and meditate, get into the flow of my breath and get my thoughts in control.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on Radio K Sports, Real Sports Radio. We have the fourth inning underway here in Minneapolis. Illinois and Minnesota facing off at U.S. Bank Stadium as the sun, I think, has officially set behind that city skyline. And J.P. Massey will start this at-bat against Ryan Hampe with a strike. Hampe reaching on that catcher interference his last time up. And, Massey quickly ahead 0-2 to the catcher for Illinois. And pitch number 3 is swung on and missed. And the throw over to first gets him easily, so Massey will start off with a quick strikeout in the fourth.
Could not have asked for a better start to the fourth inning. He really struggled in that second and third, kind of lucky to get out with just 2 earned runs. But now, good start here in the fourth. And now you have the 8th hitter, Raper, and then 9th hitter, Harding, can easily get out of this 2-3.
And Raper is not in the box very long as he gets plunked by J.P. Massey. And, yeah, we're just going to ignore everything Grant said. And
can still get a double play here, especially the way he was pitching in that first at-bat to Hampe, consistently being able to keep the ball low. When Illinois has done well, the ball's been up. They've been able to hit and just hit beautiful line drives opposite field. I think you're going to want to keep it low, especially in this situation. Harding, not the fastest person, get a ground ball, can hopefully turn 2.
Brody Harding, the freshman, up to bat for Illinois. First pitch is outside. Nice job by Stanky sliding out and grabbing it. This will be a 1-0 count with 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Harding did ground out to Robbie at second base his last time up. Just hitting 133 on the season. And this one's to the right side. Robbie's going to scoop it up. No play at second. He'll go straight to Sweeney at first and get the out. Good play there by Zach Robbie.
Yep, smart move there. And, we talked last inning, or maybe 2 innings ago, we were discussing, well, could he have gotten him at second, go here? Very smart decision here. Didn't even look at second. You knew that ball took you well to your left if you're Robbie. Throw it to Sweeney, get the for sure out. 2 outs now. Top of the order, yes, but Jackson 0 for 1 on the night.
Taylor Jackson hitting for Illinois. Playing center field for the Fighting Illini. J.P. Massey looking to strand the runner on second with 2 outs here in the fourth. He's given up a run in the third and second. He looks to end that here as he delivers home outside ball 1.
They might pitch around him a bit here, especially with the lefty warming up in the bullpen. He could face Dolagale. So Massey does not necessarily have to pitch directly to Jackson.
Gopher defense playing straight up in the infield and outfield. This pitch inside but high, so it'll be a 2-0 count to the leadoff man for Illinois. Minnesota looking to get out of the top of the fourth. still tied at 2. They have been relatively silent offensively since the first inning. Massey's going to step off and take a few steps towards second. Neither Elliott or Robbie, the shortstop or second baseman, were there to cover. Massey with a long look in. He'll come set. He's got that slightly closed off stance and the big leg kick. And he'll miss wide again, so it's going to be 3-0. Grant, do you just pitch around him at this point and put a guy on first?
I'd put him on first here, get a fresh start with Dolagale. Not worth the risk.
Jackson 0 for 1, like Grant mentioned on the day, but 375 on the season. He's been hitting pretty well. And this one hit hard, not hit hard, thrown hard inside and high. And it's going to be ball number 4. So, again, we've seen this now 3, maybe 4 times tonight, a 4-pitch walk from Massey. And we're going to have a mound visit, and it looks like a pitching change.
Smart move here, getting that lefty-on-lefty matchup against Dolagale. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Stay with us here live on YouTube, Radio K Sports Radio, real sports radio.
All we could say was wow. What a display from the gods of nature. This love, oh, the acid, probably a little bit of both. Either way, I am stoked to ebb and flow. You're so.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Radio K. Alongside Grant Sandberg, I want to thank you for joining us here on Radio K Sports. Minnesota looking to get out of a bit of a jam. 2 runners on in the top of the 4th with 2 outs. Bringing in number 32, Bubba Horton, the lefty, to replace J.P. Massey. Here's first pitch is across for a strike.
Bubba, the redshirt senior, career 4 ERA.
Minnesota tied with Illinois 2-2 here at U.S. Bank Stadium. The delivery, a dribbler down the line. It's in fair territory where Sweeney picks it up, but it looks like it went off that right leg potentially of Dolagale.
Yeah, he's in a bit of pain as he went down quickly, definitely fouled off his foot. Hopefully he's all right.
0-2 count. Bubba Horton quickly ahead. He's pitched 2 innings on the season, 7.0 ERA, 2 strikeouts, 3 hits allowed. See what he can do here in the 4th. The Gophers still have, 11 and a half innings to play. This one, holy cow, fired into the outfield by Stanky, and this is going to score a run. This ball, let's rewind a second.
There was no one there. Wow.
This ball is bounced in by Bubba Horton. Stanky pops out, nice block, rolls out in front of the mound. Runners are advancing on this pitch. He fires to second, and there was nobody within 15, 20 feet of this ball. Rolls all the way out to center and allows Illinois to score runs. So now you have a runner on third with 2 outs here in the 4th.
The ultimate unearned run there by Illinois. Got lucky, and now they take the lead.
This pitch knocks Danny Doolagale to his butt as he's got to jump out of the way. And the count will be back even 2-2 with 2 outs here in the 4th. Bubba Horton looking to get the Gophers out of here with just a 1 run allowed. This one swung on and hit into the netting behind the plate. So it'll remain 2-2.
Still a little stunned by the Gophers' mistake there with Stanky throwing it clearly right to the center fielder. No one in sight. Did not work out well for the Gophers.
And a swing and a miss by Danny Doolagale will result in out number 3 and the strikeout for Bubba Horton. After 3.5, Gophers trail Illinois 3-2, and we'll be back right after this on Radio K Sports.
Sometimes it's best to ignore all the sights and the sounds, the people and their frowns. Make your little bunker things you've read and found. Of life fed off of you, the people, the trees, the things we can't see, would you still mosey about, dragging your feet? Would you dance?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Radio K Sports. Grant Sandberg and Trask Angel in the booth. We want to thank you for joining us here on Radio K Sports as we are ready to bring you the bottom half of the 4th inning. The Gophers just losing the lead in the top of the 4th. They now trail 2-3 to Illinois. This game went to extras last night, and Minnesota ended up losing to the Illini in 10. Doubleheader today. We'll see what the Gophers can do as they have been quite quiet offensively since the first, Grant. This one lifted down the right field line. In foul territory, but potentially playable. No, it's going to go right off the top of that shipping container. And it's going to be an 0-2 count to Zach Elliott of Minnesota.
Yeah, you're right. The Gophers have been silent offensively for quite a while now, and it comes back to something you talked about pregame and most other innings is getting the first batter of the inning on base. Worked in the first inning. Guess what? You scored 2 runs. Hasn't worked since, though.
Elliott rolls over this one. It's going to go to the shortstop. On the run, fires to first, and will get the out. Nice play by Comia of Illinois.
And just like we talked about, another first out to start it off. And now Brett Bateman, the true freshman, 0 for 1 on the night, 0 for 1 in his career. Hopefully he can get a hit here. Would be a big memory for him, especially in such a cool venue like this at US Bank Stadium.
Bateman striking out his first appearance and swings through this pitch. So it'll be an 0-1 to Brett Bateman of Minnesota. Looks like the Illinois bullpen is back up and throwing. Riley Gowan's up to 75 pitches through 3 1/3. This pitch will miss outside, so it'll be 1-1 to Bateman.
Impressive, only giving up 2 runs, yet throwing almost 80 pitches and not even through the 4th.
Gophers with only 2 hits. This one's hit hard to left field. Potential fair ball, but it will slice into the seats. I guess just short of the seats, but still out of play. And the left fielder, Dolegale, can't fish it out of the netting over there. And so it'll be a 1-2 count, and a new ball will be thrown in.
Dolegale, we've seen make some amazing plays yesterday, including one to end the game, but then made a simple drop earlier in the first inning that led to a Gopher run.
1-2 to Bateman. This pitch is well outside, and it'll be 2-2 to the number 9 batter of Minnesota. Bateman still looking for that first hit, and he'll swing through strike number 3, so a strikeout for Gowans and a second out for Minnesota as they send the top of the order to the plate. Gowans with 6 strikeouts on the day. He also has 4 walks, and he's had to pitch around an Illinois air, leading to the high pitch count at 79 pitches now. Looking to get out of the 4th with a check swing from Otto Grimm. Third base umpire says he does not go. So Minnesota will look to battle here with 2 outs in the 4th. Otto Grimm technically 0 for 0 on the day as he's walked twice in 2 appearances. He'll watch strike number 1 come across, though, 1-1.
Yeah, and still no hits on the year for him either, only 1 at bat on the season. Kind of funny that he has 2 walks, but, that's why John Anderson put him in the leadoff spot. He has a good eye and almost a 700 on-base percentage this season.
And he'll watch this one on the outside corner get called for ball number 2, so he'll be ahead in the count 2-1. Illinois pinching the foul lines a little bit in the infield. Big gap down the center of the field. And looks like kind of a half swing there as he swung through that pitch, so it'll be 2-2.
Yeah, that was one of those, halfway through, oh, no, I shouldn't have swung, I shouldn't have swung. But it was too late, and that fastball came in real quick.
Otto Grimm, 2-2 count. This one over the inside corner, but low. So it's going to be a full count.
Great idea. Beautiful pitch there. The slider started low and over the middle of the plate. Slides just towards the feet of Grimm. Usually batter swings right over that, but good eye from Grimm to avoid it.
And the pitch home will be fouled off into the netting. So Grimm will stay alive, and the Gophers will stay alive here in the bottom of the 4th, looking to tie this game back up, trailing by 1. The delivery and the swing will be a swinging strikeout and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Riley Gowans. We'll be back on Radio K Sports right after this.
Yourself a night. Well, it's so right, so right. You're taking a look outside. It's a blue world, blue world. Even if you're colorblind, it's still a blue world, blue world.
Welcome back, everyone, here live on YouTube, Radio K Sports Radio. I'm Grant Sandberg. I'll be taking over for the play-by-play for the last 3 innings here. Trask, Now you're in the color seat. What do you think is going to happen here in the next 3 innings? What do the Gophers need to do to improve?
I mean, both of our chairs are the same color, Grant, so I don't know what you're you're looking at.
Sorry for that broadcasting lingo there.
The Gophers only 2 hits on the day. They've been really quiet offensively. If they can start jumping on pitches sooner, I think they're going to be more successful. Even if you can't get that leadoff man on, you got to get a few base runners out there. And then defensively, you have Bubba Horton back in the game. You got to no more errors, right? And then you just got to try to not do that.
Which Horton hits Comia there right on, looked like the left elbow or so. Hopefully he's all right, and not a good start as Comia will now be on first base. Horton, not great body language there, as now he gets the lefty-on-lefty matchup he wants as number 18 Sarver steps in. 0 for 1 on the night, hitting .214 on the season.
And just to finish the thought, defensively, no more errors, and then also limit the number of walks and hit by pitches, which will limit, in turn, the base runners.
And they try to pick off Comia, and it doesn't work as Horton just lobs it over, bounces it to Sweeney. Sweeney can't handle it, and Comia sneaks over to second base. And just like that, the Illini have a runner in scoring position.
Kind of a lazy play on not only Bubba Horton's part, but also Sweeney. It's kind of a lazy, pick-off throw over to first. But then Sweeney doesn't really get down or even try to block the ball. It just bounces past him, and he's got to go jog and get it. So see if the Gophers can clean it up a little bit here early in the 5th.
First pitch to Sarver right across the middle for strike 1.
Illinois has yet another man in scoring position. They're 2 for 6 already on the day with runners in scoring position. We'll see if they can capitalize again here.
Horton now comes set, looks to second, and he goes to the plate, and it's fouled off by Sarver. Back behind the net, 0-2.
Sarver looked like he was trying to put one over the right field wall with that swing, flying out of the box as he swung. Gets his bat on the ball, but he's down 0-2 now. Look for Horton to throw something maybe off speed, low and away, get him to chase a bit.
Totally agree with you, Trask. Let's see what number 32 Bubba Horton does as he comes to the plate here. Tried to do that, but it goes over the middle. Sarver hits it hard to Robbie at second base. Slings it over to Sweeney. Easy out number 1, but Comia is going to move over to third base, and good at bat there by Sarver.
Yeah, nice play by Robbie. He makes it look so smooth and effortless over at second. He fields it cleanly and then gets the ball over to first quickly, not wasting any time. Minnesota's going to bring the infield in here. I like this decision. Try to limit the run. You haven't had a lot of offense up until this point, so try to keep this a one-run game.
Horton comes to the plate here. Strike 1. Looked like Mcdonald was taken all the way there. Mcdonald hitting almost 300 on the year, including 2 for 2 on the night. Interesting, like Trash said, the Gophers with the infield in as Horton sends the next pitch. It's a slow roller, but it's going to go foul to the third base coach. 0-2.
0-2, you have all the power now as the pitcher, so Bubba Horton's got to be really, really selective with what he wants to throw here. You have a few chances to miss low and away or off the plate, but don't let him slide away from you.
And this one's going to be hit right up the middle for a single and a run scored. Mcdonald 3 for 3 on the night. And another RBI for him. And the Illini extend their lead to 4-2. That's now 4 straight innings with a run for the Fighting Illini.
Really nice swing by Mcdonald there. Gets the bat on the ball, squares it up. That one just got a little bit too much of the plate, and he's able to poke it into center. Even with the Gophers in a normal defense, that was a solid single and would have scored the run. So Minnesota's just got to limit base runners.
And right away, Mcdonald tries to steal. It's going to be close, and they wave him safe as it was a head-first slide by Mcdonald. Avoided the tag by Elliott.
Yet another stolen base by this Fighting Illini team. Already one of the best in the Big Ten at doing it. And as soon as they get that base runner on, they take off. I don't know if Bubba Horton maybe didn't check, but I bet you he might take a few glances at second this time around.
Horton does look at second. Now he comes home and really high. No chance there in the strike zone. 2-0.
as the catcher, Stanky might want to make a trip out to the mound relatively soon. It's been a fast-paced couple of batters. Maybe slow it down a little bit and let Bubba Horton breathe a bit.
Horton gets sets, come to the plate. Fouled tip there, 0-1, 2-1. Horton trying to calm down a little, and I think, like you said, Stanky doesn't go to a meeting, but slowly walks the ball back, hands it to him, just calm down a little. Another runner in scoring position. Illini hitting 300 so far today with a runner in scoring position. Horton comes to the plate, and it's low and away for a ball. 3-1 here, 1 out, and the top of the 5th live from U.S. Bank Stadium.
Minnesota straight up defensively, playing a little deeper at short and second. Outfield's about even.
Here comes the pitch from Horton, right over the middle, but it's going to be too low, so another walk by Horton, and that will put runners at first and second here, 1 out. It's going to bring up the catcher, Ryan Hampy, the sophomore, hitting .333 on the year, 0 for 1 on the day. Did reach in his first plate appearance, though, on a catcher's interference. So big opportunity for him with 2 runners on and only 1 out here in the 5th.
Yeah, he had a strikeout in the 4th. Maybe try to get some weak contact, maybe turn 2 here and get out of the inning.
First pitch from Horton is inside and on the corner there. So strike 1 to Hampy.
It's good to see a first pitch strike. We haven't seen a lot of those today from the Minnesota pitchers. Get ahead early in the count, and you'll be in a better spot. Gives you a little bit more flexibility as a pitcher.
Horton comes set, looking for a while at second base, and now sends it in. This one's going to be too far inside. Ball 1. 1-1 now. 1 out here in the 5th. The Illini 4 straight innings with a run. 1 run in each, though. So they lead 4-2 here. Horton with another one, and it's ripped down the line, but it's going to be foul there as the heads towards the Gopher bullpen. 1-2 here to Ryan Hampy of the Fighting Illini.
Hampy was waiting for that pitch, just a little bit ahead of it, fortunately for the Gophers. Now let's see if Horton can get something maybe low and inside, maybe a slider or something, get him swinging over the top.
Here comes the pitch from Horton. Over the middle, it's going to be hit in the gap between third and short, off the glove of Elliott, the shortstop. Illini around third, and they're going to go for home and score as the Illini extend their lead now 5-2. And a great piece of hitting by Ryan Hampy.
Great piece of hitting, great piece of coaching here by Adam Kreis, the third base coach. He saw that ball going off the glove of Elliott at short, and he's immediately waving his runner around. Even if that ball was caught by Elliott at short, he potentially was going to score just because of how deep he was. So nice job there by the third base coach of Illinois to get that run in.
Horton now with the first pitch to the next batter, Raper, and it bounces off the catcher. Wild pitch towards the container ship of the Gophers. Ball 1, and the runners advance. Now second and third here.
Probably time for a mound visit, and that's
exactly what they're doing.
So we're going to have a mound visit by the Gophers, and it looks like potentially a trainer coming out as well, as maybe Bubba Horton has something wrong. He's down squatting, maybe stretching out something. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change for the Golden Gophers. So with 1 out here in the top of the 5th, Illinois leads 5-2. We're going to take a break here on Radio K Sports. We'll be back right after this. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're not quite ready to resume the 5th inning, but we are ready to talk the Sports Hour podcast, which is the weekly podcast that Radio K Sports puts out. Airs Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. on 770
Thought you were
a.m.
stuck buffering for a second there. I was worried.
You know, I've said the station so many times. You'd think I'd remember those numbers: 770 AM, 100.7 FM. But
still
just
have no
for the
clue.
life of me, I couldn't. Just total blank.
Either way, what Trask is saying, if you love the banter between the two of us, we do it an hour every week on the Sports Hour podcast, available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well if you can't catch it Tuesday nights live on Radio K. And it looks like we're ready to go here as Bennett Tyson will come into the game for the Gophers. And it's a tough situation. Runners at second and third, only one out. The senior Raper is in the box, and the first ball goes right near him, almost hits him, ball one. Tyson making his first appearance of the season, I believe. Number 41 comes set now, looking at the man at third, and he comes to the plate, and this one's low and away, low and inside for a ball. Very jerky motion for Bennett. As he now gets back on the rubber and looks in to Stanky for the sign. Comes set now. And here he comes to the plate. This one is now outside. And just like that, a 4-pitch walk. Not a great start for Tyson. And now bases loaded. One out. You've already given up 2 runs in this inning. Number 9 hitter, the freshman Harding, coming up.
Yeah, Tyson, the sophomore right-handed pitcher, struggled last season, a 13.5 ERA, hoping to have himself a better start to 2021. Put in a tough spot, but unfortunately has the bases loaded now. And we have a pinch hitter coming in for Illinois. And it looks like it's going to be number 3 who will be pinch hitting for Brody Harding. And that's going to be Andrew Kim. Kim hitting .250 on the season.
First pitch from Tyson, and Kim rips it to the right side. They're going to score 1, and that's all, as the third base coach is going to hold him. But the Illini get another run across the board here. They lead 6-2 here.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Gophers, this is mirroring that top of the 10th inning we saw last night. A couple of mistakes, a few hits in a row for Illinois, and all of a sudden they have a lead that's now to 4, and a Minnesota offense that has been struggling since the second. Can you get yourself out of this inning and potentially chip away in these last 2 innings?
And now here's the top of the order with Tyson taking ball 1 as it was low and away. Jackson up. Has not recorded a hit today, but has reached base twice with 2 walks. Tyson already given up a hit and a walk in the first 6 pitches. Second pitch to Jackson is high and tight for a second ball.
Let's see if we can get something on the ground here. Turn 2, get yourself out of this inning. Anything in the air is probably going to result in a run, and you're already down by 4. You want to limit anything else across the plate.
Tyson comes to the plate, and it almost hits Jackson there, 3-0 now.
Tyson has looked a little chaotic since he's come in. See if he can focus it in back in here. Get a strike across, get yourself back into this count.
Tyson comes set, and he comes towards the plate, and it's a ball. Another 4-pitch walk. 8 pitches for Tyson now, 2 walks, and this time it's going to cost them a run now as he walks it in. Not a great start here as the Gophers now trail 7-2 here. Gophers still only with 2 hits. The Illini with 6 hits, 7 walks, though.
And now you got Danny Doligate up, 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts, so maybe you can punch out another K against this guy and avoid any more runs.
First pitch is right down the middle for a strike. Nice pitch by number 41, Tyson.
Dolegale hit .316 last season in 12 games.
Next pitch from Tyson is across the plate and fouled off by Dolegale, 0-2.
0-2 now. Try to get something that's out of the strike zone, force a chase swing from Dolegale. Try not to float anything over across the plate because he's looking to swing here with 2 strikes.
Tyson comes set, and he comes to the plate, and it almost hits. Dolegale gets past Stanky, and the Illini just casually stroll across home plate for another run. Second and third now after that wild pitch. Don't think that was Stanky's fault. Tyson just spiked that ball. 1-2 now to Dolegale.
And unfortunately for Tyson, struggled last season with the 13.5 ERA in 4 appearances. This one not going well.
Dolegale pops this one up short left field. Grimm running in, and he and Elliott had some miscommunication. The ball drops right between the two. The Illini only able to score 1, though, as they were hesitant.
Yeah, unfortunately, those are the 2 guys who were getting opportunities today, replacing Wilhite and Stahl. And, again, you saw them converging on each other and kind of peeking at each other, and they both apparently didn't communicate, and they end up avoiding each other and not catching the ball. And so, still 2 runners on, still only 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, and the catcher Stanky and head coach John Anderson are starting to get frequent flyer miles for all the trips they're making out to the mound today, as the bullpen warms up again for the Gophers right now. 6 runs already in the 5th, and we're definitely not out of the second and third, only 1 out, as Tyson looks in, now facing the number 3 hitter, number 23, Brandon Comia. And it's a ball low and outside, 1-0.
I'm not sure what you want to do here. I mean, you can't keep throwing them in the dirt, but you can't put them right across the middle either. They've been hitting the ball pretty well against you. So you got to hope a guy doesn't make good contact and get yourself an out here. More manageable situation with 2 outs than just 1.
Next pitch from Tyson is over the plate, but a bit too high. Ball 2, 2-0 now, 1 out. Runners second and third. Tyson comes set. Looks to third, and now he throws home, and it almost nails Jackson on third, as Comia had all of that one, but just a bit too early. 2-1 now.
Jackson with the quick feet over there on the third baseline, getting out of the way of that one. We'll see what we can do here to get out of this at bat, as Comia hitting the ball hard there.
Here's the next pitch to Comia, and he swings right through it. 2-2. Good comeback for Tyson.
I'm going to suggest he climbs the ladder a little bit here. 2-2. You got a ball to work with if you need it. But Comia swinging hard right now. He's looking to make some solid contact on this swing.
Tyson comes set, and he goes to the plate here. Slider low and away, and Comia isn't going to bite. Full count now.
That slider low and away has not worked at all for Tyson so far. He's missed and missed big with that one. So I think he's got to rely on that fastball changeup combo to keep himself within that strike zone.
And let's see what he goes with here. Fastball right by Comia for the strikeout. Second out of the inning.
All right, now ride that confidence of that fastball, that strikeout, into this at-bat. I think you start him inside with the fastball, really get him to chase it and see what he can do with it.
Sarver, the left-hander, will be the next batter. First baseman for the Illini, only 200 average, but over 400 on base percentage. First pitch from Tyson is a bit of an off-speed pitch. Goes in the dirt, but Sarver swings right over it, 0-1.
It'll be interesting now. You got Sarver off balance. He just watched Comia strike out on 2 hard fastballs. You start him off with off-speed. What are you going to throw at him next? I think you have either option.
Slider low and inside here for a ball. 1-1.
I think you go back to the fastball here, try to get something across the plate, try to get another swing out of Illinois. You got 2 outs here, so anything in play, you can get the third out and get out of here.
Sarver does not have a hit with 2 outs yet this year. He's going to try to change that, but he's just going to dribble this to the third baseman, Wassel. Swings it over to Sweeney for the out, and the Gophers finally get out of the top of the 5th, but the damage has been done. They give up 6, now trailing 9-2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back, everyone, here live. Radio K Sports bringing you this game of the Fighting Illini versus the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Zach Robbie, the Gophers' best hitter, preseason number 4 second baseman in the whole country, and he's shown it so far in these first couple weekends. Takes ball 1 now. Alex Vera, the new pitcher in, the left-hander, number 6, a 9 ERA on the year. That's just in 1 inning of work, though. Gave up 2 hits, a walk, and obviously a run in that outing. Second pitch from him here is going to be a high ball, 2-0.
You're ahead in the count. You're one of the best hitters on the team. See if the Gophers can get something going early in this inning and not have to wait until there's 1 or 2 outs to try and string together a couple hits.
Next pitch is another ball from Vera. And like you said, Robbie, best hitter on the team. Does he have the green light here?
I think I'd give it to him. Your offense has been really stagnant. He's a guy who knows what he wants to swing at. I'd give him the green light here, let him swing away.
Robbie takes a pitch. It's going to be a strike there, so 3-1 count now.
And even still with 3-1, he's looking in a very specific box, and it's a tight box where he wants that ball, the right kind of pitch, because even if it's 3-2, he still has the advantage.
Here comes the pitch, and he fouls it away high and out of play, maybe 20 rows back over the Illini dugout.
3-2 now. Alex Vera, the pitcher for Illinois, doesn't want to let him slide away after climbing back into this thing. Robbie can't chase anything out of the zone.
Vera comes to the plate now, and it's fouled away. This one maybe 25 rows up, as that one came in hot, and Robbie was lucky to just get a handle on that one.
Right, and we know Robbie has power. He can hit that ball over the left field fence, but that was a nice compact swing. Just got the bat out there and flicked that ball away till he gets something that he likes.
Robbie takes the next pitch, and they said he did not go. It was a check swing, close one, ball 4.
Yeah, that one probably could have gotten called either way. It was a close check swing. But nice job by Robbie to hold back and get himself on first. Your leadoff man is on, no outs. Now you get to start swinging away and string together a few hits here in the bottom of the 5th.
And now comes up the third baseman, Jack Wassel, batting .333 on the year. First pitch swinging here is fouled down the first base line, out of play.
Wassel with a walk and a fly out today. Still hitting .333 on the season and hitting .333 with runners on. So we'll see if he can punch Robbie over to second base. Gophers are going to need more than just one hit or two hits in a row here. They're going to need a string of singles and a few doubles to get themselves back in this game.
Next pitch is outside. Called for a strike, however. 0-2 now.
And that's that pitch. From up here, we've commented, looks like it is a healthy ball on the outside, but it clips that corner, and that's something we've seen called pretty consistently here in the first opening games.
Next pitch to Wassel is just a bit further outside than that last strike, so this one is called a ball. 1-2 now with Robbie on first base. Robbie already 6 runs scored in this young season. Hoping that it'll be 7. Depends what Wassel does here. Here comes the pitch. Wassel hits it. Potential double play. Heza to Comia. Comia to the first baseman, and he stretches out but can't get it. Only 1 out for the Illini.
Robbie's quick, but not quite quick enough to beat that ground ball. It was hit just hard enough to get Robbie, but not quite hard enough for them to turn it in time. It was a clean, quick turn at second. The throw's just not in time to get Wassel. So unfortunately for the Gophers, they just trade out base runners and record the out. So still down by 7 here in the bottom of the 5th with only 2 innings to go.
Jack Kelly now up. He's the right fielder today, actually. And he's going to take strike 1. Vera looks in for the sign. Still looking in. Wassel over at first. Not much of a steal threat. Vera comes to the plate and is fouled away by Kelly. 0-2.
Be interesting here now. Wassel, not the fastest guy on the team. Kelly 0-2 with 1 out. I doubt the Gophers are very aggressive on the base paths, just looking to get hits at this point. But now you got to change up your mentality at the plate. You're changing your swing. Just get this ball in play.
Next pitch inside. Ball 1. Close pitch. Vera looks in for the sign. Wassel still at first. Gophers trail 9-2 here. And here comes the pitch, and it's right over the plate. And Kelly's caught looking. Strikeout there by Alex Vera.
It's tough. We've seen a couple of those, strikeouts tonight where you're 0-2 and a pitch that's seemingly kind of right across the middle that Gophers are just watching come across. You got to be a little bit more aggressive and get that bat out on the ball, even if it's not a hard, solid hit. Get that ball in play and let Illinois make some mistakes.
First pitch now to Stanky. He's early on it, fouls it off the end of the bat. Strike 1.
Stanky, who's usually a really, really solid catcher. He's had a great couple of games to start the season defensively. Some rare mistakes tonight that have led to some costly Illinois runs. Led to the extension of that 6-run 5th inning. We'll see. He's had to deal with a few wild pitches as well. See if he can get going offensively.
Next pitch to Stanky. Tugged a bit by Vera, and it's going to be outside for a ball. 1-1 now, 2 outs. Stanky, 381 on base percentage, hitting .286 with 2 outs. See if he can get another 2-out hit, and this one's hit well to right in the corner, but snagged by Mcdonald. He has had a great day in the outfield. 3rd out now as the Gophers are retired without a run for the 4th straight inning. We'll be back in just a minute here live on Radio K Sports, Real Sports Radio. Welcome back, everyone, here from U.S. Bank Stadium. I'm Grant Sandberg alongside Trask Angel. Trask will be departing us after this game. Jason Ruttman will be coming in for the second game. That second game will be a 9-inning classic baseball game, as this one's only 7 innings, and we're in the 6th. And strike one as Tyson comes back out for his second inning of work.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if this game continues on the same pace. Who knows? You might be playing baseball into early tomorrow morning, Grant.
Yeah, it could be. We shall see. Hopefully next game could be a bit closer. Second pitch now is in for a ball just off the plate. Tyson comes set. Next pitch high and outside. Ball 2.
See if the Gophers can get it going here. Not only defensively, but also from the mound. Tyson, just 0.2 innings of work, 2 hits, 2 runs given up, 2 walks, and just 1 strikeout.
Next pitch is in for a strike as it was fouled away by Mcdonald. Mcdonald having an amazing day. 3 for 3 from the plate and about 3 beautiful grabs in right field.
Let's see if Tyson can get a couple quick outs here. He struggled last inning. Granted, he came in a tough spot, but then the inning got prolonged by some poor pitching.
And this one's hit into the gap by Mcdonald, and it's going to get down for a double most likely as it's grabbed by the right fielder Kelly. He gets it in fast, but not fast enough. A stand-up double for Mcdonald, his second extra base hit of the night.
So again, how do you respond to this? You got a guy in scoring position, no outs. You give up the leadoff man for Illinois. Can Tyson come back and get a quick out? Can you get a quick ground ball? Maybe a 3-4 pitch strikeout. He's got to get something here so this doesn't snowball like it did last inning.
Pitcher warming it up in the Gopher bullpen. We'll see how he continues to warm up and if he comes in the next few batters. First pitch now to Janis is a slider inside, but he swung through it 0-1.
That was the best slider we've seen Tyson throw. Best spot and then, best location that it's ended up in. He throws it low and inside and makes him chase.
Next one, slider hanging over the middle of the plate. Janis rips it to Sweeney at first. Sweeney makes the play for out number 1. But Mcdonald will move over to third. So now runner at third, 1 out. As Ryan Hampy, the sophomore catcher hitting .360 on the season, will come up to the plate here. And Tyson, after that out, now has an inning under his belt. 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, a strikeout, and 30 pitches. Not a great outing as Tyson comes to the plate with the first pitch, and it's fouled away now by Hampy. 0-1.
So Tyson did get the quick first out. Unfortunately, nice piece of hitting, hit to the right side, allows the runner to advance. But do the same thing. Try to get something that's in the infield, keep this runner at third, and get a second out and get yourself going here towards the bottom of the 6th.
Next one is also fouled away by Hampy as he reached out for that. Likely would have been a ball. 0-2 now to the sophomore catcher for the Illini.
Hampy's been behind on both of these balls. I would say accelerate, throw the fastball, throw it hard, and elevate it as well.
Here comes the third pitch of the at-bat, and he elevates it, but it was just too far outside, so Hampy doesn't bite.
Gophers bringing in the infield. Interesting choice. You're down by 7. Not really anything else to do here except bring the infield in, try to bottleneck this Illinois offense.
Next pitch is hit a mile high, out of play. Is it going to be caught? No. Almost there, but hits the first row of seats. Nothing Kelly, the right fielder, could do about that. And so the count will stay 1-2.
Let's see if Tyson can get a swing and a miss here. That's best case scenario. Keep this ball out of play. You don't have a double play opportunity. Get a swing and a miss. That's 2 outs. You can put the infield back where they normally play. And then focus on getting Raper, the number 8 batter, out next.
1-2 to Hampy. Hampy thought about swinging at this slider in the dirt, but he holds back. 2-2. Infield in for the Gophers, down 9-2 here. 2-2 with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Reminder, only playing 7, so it's like this is equivalent to the 8th inning. Tyson comes set, throws a heater high and outside, though, and now we have a full count, 3-2.
This is interesting. Now you've struggled to locate the slider. Do you risk throwing that on the outside and losing Hampy and walking him, or do you throw another hard fastball high?
Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball, but it goes outside, and they lose Hampy. A walk there by Tyson, his third one. First and third now. Does create the double play opportunity. Could get out of the inning. Looking at the positives here as the senior third baseman, Raper, number 14, will come up to the plate.
Raper on the day, ground out to Robbie, hit by pitch, and a walk. So we'll see what he does there as the Gophers will push the middle infield to double play depth and pull the corners in. Wallace let third base come a little bit behind the baseline.
First pitch is on the corner inside. Strike one.
Minnesota bullpen is active. They got a guy up and throwing. Illinois' got a couple guys up, moving around, but nobody throwing. I think they're
just keeping busy.
Yeah, they're just a little antsy over there.
Next pitch from Tyson. Gets a swing through slider there. Strike two.
All right, you have another batter, 0-2. Try not to lose this one, right? Throw that pitch where you want it and how hard you want it and try to get it out here.
Next pitch now from Tyson is over the plate, and it's hit hard to deep right field up against the curtain, and it hits midway up the curtain. No home run, but one run's going to score for the Illini as Hampy is only able to make it to third as he looked a little confused running the base path, and a double for Raper.
Yeah, and just to remind people who are listening, there is a yellow line that cuts across the middle of that right field wall. And so that ball landed near it but was below, so it's going to count as a double instead of a home run, which may have slowed Hampy down a little bit. So now 10-2 in favor of Illinois, and Minnesota's going to have to make another pitching change. So we'll be back right after this on Radio K Sports. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everyone. We hope you're enjoying the music brought to you by local bands here that Radio K, Real College Radio, has provided us. As number 37 for the Gophers is into pitch, and the first pitch is nailed by Haza all the way to deep left, caught for the out, but the Illini will tag up and get a run. So a quick first pitch, sac fly, as the Illini are now at 11, but the Gophers get an out.
Yeah, in for the Gophers is number 37, Trent Shoberl. He's a sophomore right-handed pitcher. So far, an ERA of 36 on the season. Just one appearance, one inning pitch. He gave up 4 hits, 4 runs. One of the grand slams to Indiana in that opening weekend. So see what he can do here as he's got a runner on second and 2 outs. Hopefully he can get the Gophers out of the top of the 6th.
And we have a pinch hitter for the Illini. It's number 33, Milton, replacing Jackson. Likely going to be quite a few substitutions in this next inning or two, as there's still another game to be played here, as it's only the top of the 6th. And now Shoberl gets set. First pitch, swings right through it, and strike 1. Milton, no hits so far this year, just 1 at bat.
Yeah, just appeared in 2 games. Freshman, 6 foot, 185. From Champaign, Illinois, Champaign Central.
Hometown kid.
Hometown kid. Playing for, I would assume, is the school he's been cheering for growing up his whole life.
I would assume so, definitely. That would
It'd be a little odd
weird.
if he was cheering for somebody else, but it happens.
Next pitch is a strike for a second strike. Here comes the next one. And Milton swings right through it, strike 3. So good job there by the Gopher bullpen to end this 6th inning with only 2 runs of damage. Gophers down 11-2, bottom of the 6th coming up. We'll be right back.
This one's called Magnus.
Welcome back, everyone, here live from U.S. Bank Stadium. I'm Grant Sandberg alongside Trask Angel. It's an honor to bring you another edition of Gopher Baseball here as we head to the bottom of the 6th. The Gophers trail by quite a bit, 11-2, an unfortunate game for them. 7th inning will be coming up shortly, but we still have the bottom of the 6th to go here as Kelly is going to hit the first pitch high to right field, twists out a play, and the bullpen had to get out of the way, but it's caught by the first baseman, Sarver. Beautiful snag by him.
Yeah, really nice play by Sarver, dealing with the obstacles that come with playing at U.S. Bank Stadium. You have the bullpens on the field. He's up on the mound. Guys are running away up and around him. That's in your peripheral vision. So a nice catch by him, and unfortunately for the Gophers, another quick leadoff out for them in the bottom of the 6th.
And number 4, Sweeney, will now come in, except for the fact that he won't. We have a pinch hitter here. Looks like number 20 for the Gophers, if I'm not mistaken, which would be Riley Swenson, the redshirt sophomore catcher. First pitch, swinging. Similar spot, it looks like, near that bullpen. And this one just goes out of play, though, into the second row of seats.
Nice catch on the hop, though. It came back into play. Reaching back over the shoulder, he got it. Unfortunately, doesn't get credit for it. But Riley Swenson will stay alive, redshirt sophomore. And hit 250 last season in just 4 games and 8 at-bats. So far in this season, 2 at-bats, no hits in just 1 game. So we'll see what he can do here for the Golden Gophers.
Vera comes set. Pitch right across the middle. And Swenson swings right through it, although it tipped away at the last minute. 0-2.
Swenson out of Chaska, Minnesota. So hometown kid, bats right and throws right.
Vera comes in now, trying to get the punch out, and it's lined down the left field line, but foul.
And the bullpen catcher for Minnesota muffs a play behind the mound. He's got to go chase it down.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. We've seen some great fielding from the Gopher bullpen and also some of the visiting bullpens so far in these first couple of games.
Swenson trying to stay alive here against Alex Vera, the left-hander for the Illini. 2 1/3 innings on the season, 1 earned, 2 strikeouts for him. And this one's tight and inside, ball 1.
Infield for Illinois playing back along that back edge of the dirt, if there was any. Outfield playing straight up. Hugging the lines a little bit on either corner for Raper and Sarver.
Next pitch is going to be dribbled out in front of the mound, grabbed by Vera. Vera throws it over to Sarver, out number 2.
I think that play is probably overlooked a little bit. Vera has his back to first. He's got to turn and fire over relatively quickly. It's an easy play, but can easily get thrown over, bad throw, whatnot, and turns into an easy base for the Gophers. So nice job by Vera to get the out there. And unfortunately, Swenson will have to wait on his first hit of the season as he's retired, and the Gophers quickly have 2 outs.
Number 1, Elliott is up, and first pitch is swung, and it's going to be a single into left field. And Elliott's on with his second hit of the season, first hit of the night.
And the first hit we've seen in a while from this Gopher offense. Nice clean swing, solid single out to left field. And unfortunately for the Gophers, those have been hard to come by, as this Illinois team has done a nice job of pitching around some of these Gopher hitters who have played well in these first few games of the season.
Yeah, and you can see the discrepancy in these two teams right now. The Illini hitting 360 today. Gophers only hitting 150. Bottom of the 6th now, 2 outs. Bertrand pinch hitting, hitting under 200 on the year. Doesn't have a hit with 2 outs yet. Hoping to change that here as Vera comes set. Looks at Elliott, and first pitch goes wide outside, 1-0.
Easton Bertrand checking into the game, usually the starting center for this Golden Gopher team.
Next pitch from Vera is also outside, 2-0, as they're not really coming close to the zone with Bertrand.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. He's only hitting 176 on the season, but he does have the home run.
And this one's hit pretty well, but high towards the center fielder, but the shortstop's going to run back and snag it. That's Comia, and he'll finish out the bottom of the 6th. So the Gophers still can't put up a run. They haven't since the first inning. They trail 11-2 headed into the final inning of this first game of the doubleheader. We'll be right back on Radio K Sports.
Just one birthday card sent to me. I miss my own surprise party. It's me, I'm only 21 years old, and now I'm drinking alone. I use my phone until it dies, just like my plants can't keep anything alive. I'm sick of being my own best friend. Will you be there in the end?
Welcome back, everyone. Sorry to take away from Diet Sig, one of our favorite bands that Radio K provides for us. All of them local, recorded in studio. Pretty cool music that they are able to supply for us. As the Gophers making a few defensive changes here. Gloves flying around near the shipping container dugout. As we'll start this top of the 7th with still Trent Shoberl as the pitcher. And Shoberl just taking a stroll around the infield here as waiting for all the Gopher defenders to get ready. And now the home plate umpire going down towards the scorekeeper making some adjustments here. A lot of changes in the outfield, it looks like.
Yeah, Gophers made a few adjustments offensively, and we'll see how they shuffle things around defensively, as it looks like Grimm is going to stay in left. They'll put Kelly out in right. Robbie still at second, and we're waiting to see who they officially decide to put out in center. I would imagine Bertrand takes over in center. As Gophers still throwing around here.
Just having some good old-fashioned fun
Yeah.
on the diamond.
We don't have another game to play. It's fine. We have all the time in the world. As the conversation between Coach Anderson and the umpire has ended, so I think they got the substitutions figured out.
Home plate umpire Rick Allen, same home plate umpire from last night. I think he's done a good job in both games. First pitch from Shoberl is high and outside for ball 1. Second pitch comes in now. Hit well by Dolagale, but it goes right to Robbie at second and throws it over to the first baseman for an out. That's Swenson, it looks like, number 20, moving over to first base.
And it looks like for the Gophers, they put number 33 over at second base in place of Robbie. That's Boston Marilla.
We haven't seen much of Boston at all this series.
Yeah, it's interesting, with these, 4-game series and you have double headers, especially when you're down 11-2, try to get as many guys looks as you can, especially early in the season, to see who's going to be the best guy to slide in if you have any injuries or any other issues.
First pitch now is hit high in the air, and it's going to go right to Marilla, the second baseman. Caught for an easy second out here. Shoberl looking good.
And we have the updated defensive roster for the Golden Gophers. Grimm will stay in left. Bertrand is in at center. Wilhite will go in to right for Kelly. Marilla at second. Elliott to short. Bork is in at third. Kelly is moved to first base. Shoberl pitching, and Swenson will catch. That's quite the shuffle for the Golden Gophers.
Quite, for just one inning. But it's worked so far here as Shoberl gets the first 2 up and 2 down. Can he do it again against the pinch hitter, number 22, Watson? Number 24 is now into pinch hit as he fouls this one away and quickly down 0-2.
Let's see if Shoberl can finish off this inning. Maybe the first 1-2-3 inning for the Gophers since the first.
Pitch is high and outside. 1-2 now.
As Illinois' bullpen is back active, looks like they'll be bringing in somebody new to finish off the bottom of the 7th.
Shoberl's second attempt to get the strikeout is also high and outside. 2-2 now.
Zach Hartleb, number 24, up to bat. Hasn't seen the plate too many times this season, but so far 1,000 for the batting average, so can't complain about that if you're head coach of Illinois.
Not too bad. Next pitch from Shoberl. Another high and outside, 3-2, full count. Let's see what he does here. And another high and outside pitch. So he had him 0-2, 4 straight balls, and walks Hartleb. And that'll bring up likely Mcdonald. We'll see if they leave him in the game, as the Illini have also made a lot of substitutions here in the last couple of innings.
Yeah, it's a tough decision around Mcdonald. He's 4 for 4 on the night. He's played really well out in right field. Do you pull him out and get a different guy in there a few looks, or he's red hot right now, you leave him in and let him keep going?
I think he deserves the chance, and it looks like the Illini head coach is going to let Mcdonald get that chance for a 5th hit. He's increased his average to 346, and the first pitch he sees is whacked down the left field line. Foul ball. Would have been a home run, though, if it was fair.
That was a bullet of a hit, and that was way back into the seats. Underneath that, it would have been probably 20, 30 rows up in left field. Shoberl better be careful here as obviously McDonald's seen the ball pretty well tonight.
Shoberl to the plate now, almost hits McDonald. 1-1 now. Needs to keep an eye on Hartleb, although with that 11-2 lead, doubt the Illini will be stealing much.
It's interesting Shoberl has thrown 2 inside pitches to McDonald. I would think they were trying to work him away here.
Next pitch is also inside, and McDonald pops it up high into the air, and it'll be the left fielder, Will Height, bringing it in to end the 7th inning, or the top of the 7th, I should say, as we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Gophers need 9 runs to tie it up, 10 to walk it off. We'll be right back. Gophers only 3 hits on the night. It'll be tough to do, but I think they have it in them. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everyone. That was Old Light by Bathroom Sig, not to be confused with Diet Sig, as the Gophers will try to get 9 runs across to tie this one up. Number 3, Andrew Kim, the pitcher for the Illini first. Ball is batted well foul, about 20 rows back or so, near the Gopher bullpen up the left side. Not many changes for the Illini defensively. Like we said, Andrew Kim coming in his first appearance of the season.
Drew Himaleski hitting for the Gophers, number 21, redshirt senior.
First. Sorry, cut you off there, Trask. First at bat of the season for him.
Great, you were reading my mind. I was going to say the same thing and then mention, he played 14 games last year and hit 156, so hopefully looking to improve that average a little bit more early in the season.
After that first foul, he takes the next 2 pitches as balls, so it's now 2-1. The last one coming near his head, quite high. As Kim comes set, high leg kick, and another high pitch, 3-1 now.
Himaleski, another Minnesota kid out of Marshall, Minnesota. Academic All-Big Ten in 2020 and in 2019.
Kim comes to the plate here, out of the stretch, almost hits Himaleski, and he'll get the walk. So after that first pitch swinging, foul ball, 4 straight balls, and he's on first.
Well, the Gophers get the leadoff man on. Only, the second, maybe third time this game. So we'll see what they can do with that. That's something they've really been missing is getting guys on base and getting leadoff guys on base specifically.
Now up, number 33, Boston Marilla. And he swings right through the first pitch, a powerful cut, but gets nothing out of it, 0-1.
Marilla's played in 3 games this season coming into today, 6 at-bats, 3 hits, so that's a 500 average. Freshman infielder out of St. Michael, Minnesota.
Next pitch is a ball outside, 1-1, no outs. Kim, after the great start, then walks Himaleski, so he's on first. Next ball is also outside, 2-1, another hitter's count.
Yeah, so far Kim's looked a little bit off, not quite as in the strike zone as much as he'd like to be. See if the Gophers can take advantage and rack up a few runs here in the bottom of the 7th.
Next pitch is swung and fouled back, 2-2 now. Marilla, 3 for 6 on the season with a walk. First time we have seen him this series, though, against the Illini. Himaleski over on first base, not much of a lead. And Kim comes to the plate, low and outside, 3-2. Payoff pitch coming here from Andrew Kim to Boston Marilla. He just replaced Zach Robbie at second base last inning. And here's the pitch, and it's going to be ball 4. And just like that, the Gophers first and second, no outs here. Sounds silly, but slow and steady. It's the only way they can get back into it here. First and second is Kyle Bork, the freshman, coming up, number 9.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get back into this game, you had to start this inning with base runners and no outs, and that's exactly what they've done. So, it's still very possible. You get a couple more hits here, get a few runs on the board, maybe a couple extra base hits, and you're in a decent spot to maybe crawl back into this game.
Kim comes set, looks briefly at Himaleski at second, then goes to the plate. First pitch swinging by Bork is fouled right past him, 0-1.
Kyle Bork, the redshirt freshman, did not play last year. Has appeared in 1 game this year, just 1 at bat, and it was a strikeout.
Looking to potentially redeem himself for that strikeout last weekend as he takes the next pitch high and outside for a ball, 1-1 here. Still no outs in the bottom of the 7th. Gophers trailing 11-2 if you're just joining us. This is a 7-inning game because we have a doubleheader. The second game will be a classic 9-inning game starting about 20 or 30 minutes after this one ends, as the next pitch from Kim is right on the outside corner for a strike, 1-2.
Yeah, we'll see if Kim can kind of pull it back in here. He's been pretty loose with the pitches, missing outside a bunch. See if he can get it back over the plate and force some swings from the Gophers.
Himaleski at second, Marilla at first. Here comes Kim, well outside, 2-2 now. Kim gets back on the rubber as Bork steps back in, looked for the sign, and now he's in. Bit of an open stance for Bork. Kim closed off out of the stretch, fouled back by Bork. Staying alive, 2-2. Gophers not a single hit with runners in scoring position today, whereas the Illini have 7 out of 16 at-bats. They're hitting over 400 with runners in scoring position.
Other important thing to note on that stat is the 4 times as many runners in scoring position for Illinois with 16, the Gophers only with 4. And so it's been a struggle. We've seen it so far last weekend and so far in these 2 games. The Gophers just struggling to get base runners right now.
Ball 3 is taken by Bork. Here comes the payoff pitch, and it's also outside just like the third ball. And so that's going to be a walk, and now the catcher, Hampy's going to have to go check on Andrew Kim as he's given up 2 walks to get the bases loaded here. In the bottom of the 7th, Gabe Knowles will be coming up. Now the second baseman checking in on Andrew Kim, I think just trying to calm him down. Umpire at home plate, marking down the new substitutions here, as it looked like it will not be number 28, Jack Kelly, hitting, as we'll have a pinch hitter for the Gophers. Gabe Knowles is who it will be. Jack Kelly did have a decent game, did not get a hit, but played well in right. And here is Knowles now as he steps in, crowding the plate a bit. Bases loaded. No outs. First pitch, check swing. And he did not go. They tried to send it to the umpire, but he's standing practically right behind the pitcher, so he didn't have a good angle. Says no swing.
Gabe Knowles, the redshirt senior outfielder for this Gopher team out of New Ulm, Minnesota, went to Cathedral High School.
Next pitch is high and outside. 2-0. Kim needs to settle in.
See what Knowles can do here. He's had 3 at-bats in the season, appearing in 2 games. This will be his 3rd. A strikeout, no hits.
Next pitch is right over the middle for strike 1. 2-1 here. The Illini pitcher comes set, big leg kick, and then Knowles swings right through it.
It'll be interesting to see what Knowles can do here now. You know, it's 2-2, even count. He hasn't seen a lot of opportunities so far in the season. Bases loaded, essentially the bottom of the 9th here in this first game. You know, can he get one in play?
Next pitch is high, 3-2, and another payoff pitch for the Illini pitcher Clayton Johnson, who has struggled since coming in, taking over for Andrew Kim.
Yeah, he's been pretty wild since he's come into the game. Worked a full count here against Knowles, see what he can do.
Knowles takes the pitch, and another walk, 3rd walk for Johnson, and he walks in a run. 3-11 now, Gophers making a bit of a comeback here, and the Illini coach is going to walk out and make a pitching change here. Not a great performance by Clayton Johnson. We're going to take a break here. We'll be right back on Radio K Sports. Welcome back, everyone. Andrew Wilhite, the junior left-handed hitter, takes ball one from the new pitcher, Jack Crowder.
Let's see if Jack Crowder can be a little more accurate than the last pitcher for Illinois.
Yeah, Clayton Johnson threw about 3 or 4 walks in a row. Was not great.
He was struggling to find the strike zone, so we'll see here as the Gophers have it loaded up with no outs.
Second pitch goes in for a ball, 2-0 now.
The Gophers still down by 8, but get a bases clearing double here or even a single to score 2. Start slowly chipping away. They could definitely extend this game a little bit.
Crowder comes set 3-0 now. Struggling to find the zone. Finally throws one right over the middle, strike one.
All right, 3-1 now. Let's see the Gophers jump on a pitch here. Wilhite doing pretty well this season. Let's see if he can jump on a strike and get this ball out to past the infield.
He tries to jump on it, but was a little late. Fouled well back into the stands. 3-2. Still no outs here. Bottom of the 7th. Gophers trail 11-3. Last opportunity for the Gophers in this shortened 7-inning game. Jason Ruttman and I will be calling the next game, a 9-inning game starting hopefully soon. We're not sure. Likely around 8:20, 8:30 would be estimated first pitch. And the next pitch from Crowder is high, and they walk him, so the Gophers get another run, and all of a sudden, all the momentum's with the Gophers. Now, granted, they still need to score 7 runs just to tie it up, but it will be interesting to see what the Gophers are able to do.
Still haven't seen the Gophers swing the bat, very much in this inning. Granted, they've seen a lot of balls that haven't been close, but I'd like to see some guys jump on some strikes here, like that pitch right there.
This is Sam Ireland, the pinch hitter. Number 44, he was the starter last night. 1 for 12 on the season. Next pitch is high and inside for ball 1. 1-1 now. Gophers with already 2 runs this inning. Bases loaded, no outs. It's Bork at third, Knowles at second, and Wilhite at first. And this one's hit right in between the first and second baseman for 1 run by Ireland. And they're just going to go station to station. Ireland with his first RBI of the year.
That's all you need. Just slap that ball around the infield. You don't need anything spectacular. String together a couple of singles, and you'll get yourself within a couple runs. Then you get that big double, big home run to put yourself within, 1 or 2 or tied up or something. So Gophers in a good spot right now, exactly what they need to crawl back into this game. They just got to avoid anything on the ground right now and try to keep elevating this ball out to the outfield.
Crowder has come in and given up a hit and a walk. And first pitch now to Swenson, fouled off, 0-1. Swenson came in as a pinch hitter. Moved over as the catcher last inning. In the top of the 7th, I should say. He's 0 for 1 on the night. The sophomore looking for his first hit of the season. Ball just outside, 1-1.
Swenson, another Minnesota guy out of Chaska, Minnesota. Hit .250 last season in 4 games. See what he can do here tonight. He's had 2 at-bats in 2021 with 2 strikeouts.
Crowder comes set. Crowder over the middle, ground out to third, and they're going to come home with it. They step on home, and so that'll be a forced play at the plate for the first out.
Yeah, that was interesting. It looked like Raper, the third baseman, was considering stepping on third and going over to first for a potential double play. I think he made the right decision there to just throw home and get the easy out.
Agreed with that, and also not only the easy out, but saves a run.
Right.
11-5, Gophers still trail, but bases loaded, 1 out. And number 1, Elliott, the shortstop, is up to the plate. First pitch, he's laid on, fouled away over the Illini dugout, 0-1.
Gophers have been starting to jump on pitches earlier in the count in this inning, and I think it's gone well for them, scoring 3 runs already. They've gotten some help with a few walks, but being a little more aggressive, we're seeing the ball fly around a bit more.
Crowder comes set, and now he comes to the plate, and it's just a nail Elliott right in the back. And obviously unintentional there, but just kind of slipped out of his hand. Gophers get another run out of it, 6-11 now. Bases loaded, and all of a sudden, down 5 runs with the bases loaded, 1 out. Starting to get a bit more realistic here.
Yeah, this is where maybe a double to the gap from Easton Bertrand, clear up those bases, get 3 more on the board. Now you're only down by 2. Now your tying run comes to the plate. This is the opportunity for Bertrand to get a big hit, only hitting 167 on the season so far.
First pitch to Bertrand nails him. So second hits batsman in a row, and another run for the Gophers. Down only 4 runs, and can't believe I'm saying this, but tying runs at the plate.
And you have the top of your order up. Now, it's not the order you originally started this game with, as you've had a lot of guys sub in. But Drew Himaleski back up for the Golden Gophers. He walked in the 7th. We'll see what he can do, as he had a decent year in 2018 and 2019. Struggled a bit last season, although he got cut off early because of COVID. So we'll see what he can do standing in the box for the Gophers.
Crowder only recording 1 out so far. First pitch, though, is a strike to Himaleski.
And that was the best pitch of the at-bat he's going to probably see. He's going to have to fight now to really watch where that strike zone is, because Jack Crowder has boxed himself into a corner, and he's going to be fighting to get his way out.
Crowder still out of the stretch, comes to the plate, and it's hit by Himaleski to the shortstop. Beautiful play by Watson to get an out at second. And that probably saved a run and potentially more. The Gophers able to get 1 across, so they're down 3 now. But with 2 outs, first and third, tying run still at the plate. It's going to be Boston Marilla, the true freshman.
Probably a good call there by Heza, the second baseman, not to throw over to first. You don't want to risk, even though you came into this inning leading by a whole bunch, your lead is down to 3. You don't want to risk throwing a ball out of play and allowing another run to score. So a good call there to leave runners at the corners.
Crowder finally not feeling too much of the pressure as this first ball is hit a ways foul down the left field line, maybe 10 rows into the bleachers. Boston Marilla, 3 for 6 on the year. He is hitting .500 on the year as well when he has 2 outs. And let's see what happens here. Next pitch from Crowder is low and outside, 1-1. 2 outs here from US Bank Stadium in the bottom of the 7th. Final inning of this game. It's the first of the doubleheader tonight. Here comes the next pitch, and it's going to be popped up by Marilla. In comes the left fielder, Dolgale, and he's going to put it away. And for the second game in a row, Dolgale's glove ends it in left field. The Gophers gave chase in the bottom of the 7th, but it didn't work out. So the Gophers lose. Stay with us. We'll be back in about 20 or 30 minutes for Game 2 of the doubleheader. I'm Grant Sandberg. I'll be calling the game with Jason Ruttman. Trask, you will be leaving us. Any final words as you depart and you've seen the last of the Gopher Illinois series?
No, I think what we saw was the Gophers get guys on early, get the bat on the ball, swing at those first pitch strikes, and good things will happen. They started to string a few hits together and a few runs together. They got a little help from the Illinois pitching staff in the form of a few walks and hit batters. But other than that, I think Minnesota just struggled offensively in the first part of this game, and they kind of dug themselves into a hole, try to limit the number of walks we're giving up as a pitching staff and try to limit the number of mistakes we have as a defense, and we'll be in decent shape. Played pretty competitively in both of these games against Illinois. We'll see what they can do in the second game of this doubleheader, though, as we are excited to have you all back for the second game here on Radio K Sports. We'll be back in just a little bit.